Okay, hello you beautiful people. Welcome back. Let's talk about TELCOIN's price chart and do a bit of a quick update because I'm thinking probably in here we are looking a bit optimistic. However, having said that, there are actually some nuance in here. You see, first things first, if you remember the last time that we talked about TELCOIN, specifically we were around, I believe, these areas, and the idea was that this can be an ABC on the downside. However, number one, since we are around this very important area of resistance between 0.3 to about 0.335 of a cent, and number two, since this is a very small move on the downside, I do not believe that right around the end of our C leg is actually a decent long opportunity. We said let's be a little bit patient and give this whole situation some time to play out. Why did I say that? Okay, let's go around here. See, first things first, the whole reason for why we call an area a bit of a resistance is actually because of the number of, in this case, short positions that we are having already around it. So let's say this is a resistance and initially we are having 20 orders here. The first time that the price touches this, let's say, I don't know, maybe 5 of those orders are going to get activated, and as a result, we're going to have 15 orders remaining. Another time, we're going to get to here, another 5. This time, we're going to have 10 orders remaining. Another time, let's say this time 7 orders are going to get activated, so you're only going to have 3 orders remaining, and there will be a time when we're going to hit this important level, and at that point there aren't really going to be a significant amount of short positions, meaning what? At that point, odds are bulls are actually going to take charge and just get a break of this very important resistance area and go quite a bit higher. So why am I telling you this, and what's the conclusion here? You see, based on what we talked about, it seems like that the more times that we touch a bit of a resistance area, at that point, chances of us getting a break of that region is going to increase. And I'm telling you this because we may have some sort of a similar situation in TELCOIN. See, how many times are we playing around this region? Let's have a quick count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. No, let's just say this as a 5, and then 6 times we are touching this area, and every single time we are getting some sort of a reaction with not necessarily like a meaningful move on the downside. So it seems like that we are actually quite persistent. So I'm gonna say this is a rather optimistic sign, suggesting maybe in the short term in TELCOIN, bears are not necessarily in charge, because if they had full power, well, okay, we wouldn't have seen such a move. We would have seen instead just a straight move on the downside in order to take the lowest low down here. Also, Elliott's wave suggests basically the same thing. You see, in terms of Elliott's waves, if you want to argue, for example, in here we're gonna have some sort of a low, hopefully our final one, then okay, off of the lows you have to be able to find what? You know it if you are a regular viewer of the channel, a 5 wave on the upside. This specific count is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, this wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. It's basically the biggest no-no in Elliott's waves. And for our sub waves, okay, we're gonna have 5 wave into 1, 3, and 5, and for our corrections, we can consider different scenarios. Let's say, yeah, okay, let's consider an ABCDE, a triangle for 4, and maybe in here a WXY into our wave 2. Now, here's a very important point. After completing a 5 wave right around the highs is not actually going to be a buy opportunity. Why? Because bullish or bearish, one way or the other, after having a 5 wave up or maybe a 5 wave down, we're gonna have a move on the opposite direction, and in this case, a good move to the downside. Now, based on what we talked about, let's go on the live chart. So, okay, so what do we have in here in TL? I think this is most likely a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, which is a good sign, suggesting hopefully the lowest side. But again, based on the things that we talked about, right around the highs is not really a buy opportunity, since we expect a bit of a move to the downside this side. Now, I'm not really sure if you like classic patterns, but if you do, maybe, I don't even like it myself, but maybe this is going to be a bit of a head and shoulder structure. This can be our left shoulder followed by the head, and this might be our right shoulder. And here's a very important point, this isn't really confirmed yet, okay? If you want to say this head and shoulder is confirmed and it's going to do the job, then okay, you need to see a confirmed break of the next line, and by that I mean we managed to go under the line do a slow and choppy pullback, and then have another move down. And the moment in this phase, we end up taking this important slow. Fair enough, this head and shoulder is going to do the job and send us down. Question is, to where exactly? Well, if you want to know the classic target, you need to put your chart first on regular scale and then measure the height of your pattern from here to about this point and put this thing at your breaking point. This is giving you about maybe like a 0.18 of a cent in TL. Basically, this pattern at least, which again, I'm not really a big fan of it, but nonetheless, this pattern suggests we are going to, in case that we're going to get a confirmed break of the next line, get to about the lows and maybe even take them, which contradicts what is going on in terms of Elliott Wave. So the question is, which scenario should we trust? Well, it actually depends completely on your opinion. From my POV, I think Elliott Waves is like a much better tool relative to classic patterns. So I'm gonna give the edge to Elliott. Now, here's a very important point. Having said this, I still believe we are going to have a move down in TEL. Why is that? Because sure, maybe this is some sort of an impulse up, maybe like a 1, 2, 3 correction for 4 to about here, another move up into wave 5. However, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really like this. Why is that? Okay, you see, the most bullish scenario in TELCOIN suggests the bottom is in, and based on that, this can be 5 up into 1 correction for 2, and then what? Huge move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. But here's a very important point. Elliott suggests that our wave 2 is in most cases, not all the time, but in most cases, a relatively deep move on the downside. So with that said, let's just use Fibonacci's to see, is this a deep move down so far? As you can see, right now we have only retraced to about the 50% level. So I'm gonna say no, by no means this is a deep move down. Hence why I want to say in TELCOIN, our move down can actually continue a little bit more in order to get to between bare minimum, the 61.8% level, which is in here about 0.26, or preferably actually about the 78% level around 0.237 of a cent. Now, here's a very important point. If we get to about this area, excuse me, and we do something like this, maybe a slow and choppy move down overall, at that point, if I see the correct subwaves in here, I'm gonna open a beautiful long position. Okay, my stop loss at that point, it's gonna be under this important level, which is about basically, let's say 0.2 of a cent. So I'm gonna have I'm gonna say probably around maximum 0.05 of a cent for my stop. On the other hand though, where's gonna be my target? Bare minimum one at that point, it's gonna be around the previous major pivot high in here on H1 time frame, which is about 0.37 of a cent. But I think a better target is up here about 0.4. Again, this is just the bare minimum target. If we are feeling brave, we can actually consider a better one, which is, believe it or not, all the way up here about maybe even like half a cent area. But right now, let's not talk about those optimistic scenarios. Let's talk about the most pessimistic count between all the bullish ones, suggesting again, if we're gonna have another move up, the target for it can be around the 0.4 of a cent. Even at that point though, pay attention, I'm gonna have a risk reward ratio of a still minimum 1 to 3, which is really nice, at least in my view. So bottom line is this: in TELCOIN, it seems like that we are hanging around this area way too much, which in my view is a rather optimistic sign, suggesting maybe this is a setup for a break of this level. However, before we break it, since I believe we do have a setup for a deep correction to the downside, let's consider having first another move down, and then if we see the subwaves in here, the correct ones, let's expect a good move up in order to finally reclaim this level as a support. And by that, I mean in weekly time frame, I think we go above it, do a pullback, and then have another move on the upside. And at that point, the road, it's gonna be much more clear. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in TL's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.